guys, we're outside Bangkok's famous or infamous, depending on how you think about it, Sampeng Lane or Sampeng Alley, and we're gonna have a look in here. It's a crazy place. It's one of the wildest markets in the world. All right, come with me, let's take a look. Let's dive right in. Sampeng Lane is where Bangkok's Little India meets Chinatown. And just as we enter, you see there's this very beautiful old shop here. Hey, you! Hello! So some funny old-fashioned people around still these days who don't like you to take a photo or film their shop, which is pretty weird. What's the point to act crazy like that? Anyway, let's head on down. Had a similar experience in Penang one time with the same type of place. Okay, we're crossing the Ong Ang Canal now, which is beautifully renovated. Some years back, this was all covered in metal plates, and it was a crazy kind of market where you could buy copies of all kinds of computer games and dodgy porno and stuff like that. It was definitely infamous. Okay, Sampeng Lane, very skinny and very long. Probably the longest skinny little market I've ever been in. If you need a wig, this is the place. I might need one. Oh, cool shrine there. Maybe I need to disguise myself if I walk back past that wild dude's place back there so I don't get attacked. Maybe he should take some of his herbal teas that he sells to calm himself, eh? Some fake flowers there. Maybe I can take some of them back there as an offering, peace offering, eh? Anyway, it's a good example of the old mentality that you find in the region compared with the way that young people are. It's quite different. So that's why things are improving a lot these days with the younger influence, making things a lot more mellow. Lots of little side alleyways. A lot of the products probably come from China. Some patches there, butterfly patch there if you need a butterfly patch. If you're a butterfly man, you can sew that on the front of your shirt or on your hat or something. Next time someone calls you a butterfly man, you say, yes I am, yes I am. It's a little Bangkok joke there. Yeah, so obviously a lot of the stuff is made in China, as you find all around the world these days. Products on sale from China. But of course there are Thai things here as well. Some of these fabrics are obviously Thai. Let's get across here. Imagine how many people every day that couple back there have to yell at. Over how many years? Hey, I guess it keeps them entertained, eh? Right. Bloody hell. Alright. Tong Sang. What's the other one called? Ting Tong, maybe. Alright. Some fake jewelry here. Maybe if I had a bunch of fake gold necklaces, the guy would have wowed me instead of yelled out, eh? Who knows? Right. So a place like this, it's for being patient and enjoying the colorful view, all the different people, even the wild ones, and all the colorful products, and not being in a hurry. Taking your time, because people crawl along here, which is understandable. Some fans back there if you need a fan. If you want to be a fan of my channel, please click subscribe. Actually, fan in Thai language means boyfriend or girlfriend. So that gives lots of opportunities for fan jokes in Thailand, because it's a very hot country. Interesting Thai dried fruit snacks there. Some fresh pineapple. Of course, there are lots of colorful, silly, kind of fun things in here that you wouldn't need. But there are actually a lot of practical items in here as well. Like you can get a suit there. There you go. Then people will show you more respect. That's what I need, isn't it? I need to be wearing a suit when I do this, so I get more respect. R-E-S-P-C-T. Cute little thing there for your cute little thing. Always lots of motorbikes coming through these places because they have to drop off stuff. It's kind of crazy though. Very difficult. On one hand, it's understandable, they got to drop stuff off, right? If they don't do it like that, then they're going to have a trolley in. That's not going to be much better, is it? Of course, they could always have delivery hours, but that would require a degree of organization which might be lacking. Another cool little side alleyway there. So this is basically really the heart of Chinatown. Yarat Road is considered to be the main road of Chinatown, but Sampeng Lane is really the heart of Chinatown. Back in the old days, this was just a bunch of muddy alleyways where people who emigrated from China came to try to make a way in the world, to try to make something, build something up. There are tons and tons of little lanes, especially on the right side. Yeah, I would say like 90% on the right side of where we're walking along here. And back in the old days, there were opium dens, underage prostitution, and all kinds of other vices which I've probably never even heard of. Who knows what they had? I'm sure they had whatever anyone could think of. Yeah. Back then it was really, really wild. It's not quite as wild now. Only vestiges remain. Only the oldest local denizens would have a bit of the vibe connected to those times still. Dream catchers here, if you don't want to make your own one. All the other shopkeepers, hundreds of them that have passed so far, have been very smiley and nice. No one's objected to me filming, except for the bored guy with the bored life at the beginning there. Doesn't that tell you something? Okay, so don't let the wing nuts get you down, guys. Keep smiling. Let me tell you, Thailand's a pretty wild country, so you're always gonna run into the odd person. You do get these kinds of episodes. If you're out and about, probably at least once a day, you get some kind of weird behavior. And then like a minute or two later, you'll have someone who's really lovely and sweet and kind who gives you a big smile, or they stop and gesture for you to go in front of them or something like that. I always say Thailand is a land of extremes. It's kind of a love-hate place. There's a lot to love, but definitely some of the behavior you see from some people, it's not the best, put it that way. But in the balance of things, obviously Thailand is one of the most interesting places in the world, which is why a lot of people come back here time and time again. And it might not be as popular as it used to be, probably due to those things I just mentioned, but it's still one of the most popular tourism places in the world, that's for sure. Don't see any opium dens down there. And believe me, I've checked every little alleyway all the way through to the very end. That doesn't mean there are no things like that down there, but yeah, there's probably, I'm sure there are a few doors where you give a special knock and open sesame, but maybe not in this neighborhood anymore, but definitely somewhere around about. Better not to know about those kind of places, I think. Maybe the kind of places you go in and you don't come out again. Here's a cool intersection here. Right in the middle of it. Okay, you might notice there are less people down here. We're coming near the end of the busiest part of Sampeng Lane, but it actually does go on forward quite a ways yet. Eventually the market itself kind of peters out. Not much further up here.
Yeah?
Some of the motorbike guys are pretty dangerous, I can say, with the way they drive. They have an attitude of get out of the way or else. So watch yourself, be careful. And there's a hostel right in here. Would be a bit intense to stay right in the middle here, I would think, but could be cool. Even a tuk-tuk driving in here. I tell you, Thais will drive a four-wheel drive in a place like this if they can get away with it. A lot of the streets in Thailand are this skinny, and people buy four-wheel drives even though they don't have a decent place to park up, and they'll just park it, like block the whole thing or whatever, take someone else's bit of land, or have a public area in front of their place, put cones there to block it off, and claim it's their exclusive area. And if anyone else parks there, they'll mark up their car or give them a whack on the head with something. It's a different world attitude, that's for sure. I could never imagine to buy a four-wheel drive if I live on a street where it's going to obviously be a problem getting in and out every time. But it's quite normal in Thailand. And you see people trying to get through every day, having to stop for the next guy who's coming in or out. Right royal pain. And they could just as easily park the vehicle out on the main road at the entrance to the small lane, but nope, they gotta have it right in front of their place. Anyway, check this one. Very cool. So we're turning off Sampeng Lane now into a very interesting little side lane. Not so many foreigners find this place. This is like a kind of a community. You used to be able to walk through there and walk behind these old buildings here and kind of walk through a bit of a stairway around the corner of one of the buildings, and then you could actually come out here where this metal sheet is. There's a doorway behind there, behind this metal sheet, with this tree wrapped around the doorway, growing around it. So this was pretty wild in the past. I used to take friends through there who were visiting to kind of blow their minds. Very strange place, but okay, they blocked it off now. I guess it started to be that a few more foreigners started to find out about the place, and then it got a bit annoying for the people who live in there, so they've closed that off. It's a bit of a shame. That was one of the cool little secrets of the area. So as you can see, we went right through the back of Sampeng Lane there until it was starting to get a bit quiet, and that was pretty much the end of it. We turned off there and back into here. No foreigners now. Back in here it's pretty quiet, but it's still a nice old area, and it's a very interesting way to come through here. So we're getting pretty close to Yarat Road now. I love the fruit carts in Bangkok. Usually you can get half a pineapple for 20 baht. It's about 50 cents euro, maybe 55 American cents, something like that. If they give you the local price, if you're not in a tourist area. Well, that's a bit sad. That place they're renovating back there, I'm pretty sure that was a really old cafe. And it was just starting to get known amongst the young crowd as a photo opportunity spot. If I'm correct, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think that was the place. It was very atmospheric, original old style. It would be pretty weird if they're gonna renovate it now, or just rip the interior out and then rebuild it in an old style to kind of cash in or whatever. I don't know, maybe it wasn't that one, but it seems to be the same location. There's Yarat Road just down the end of the next block there. Cool little shrine in here. Ooh, some kind of a performance going on. There's a hostel there with a cafe if you want to stay around here. Looks like a Chinese clan house back there. Looks like one. The style is a bit different from other ones I've seen. It's a lot taller than the other ones I've seen. But somehow it looks a bit like it could be a Chinese clan house. Chinese clan houses, they're meeting houses for extended family. Of Chinese people. Yeah, people from the same extended family. All right, we were on this one a little earlier. So Yarat Road just in front of us there. Let's head into the dark alleyway. Don't be afraid. Yeah, it's quite cool in here. Cool and damp. So we're around the back of a little market area, actually. An old market area tucked away back in here. That's why it's very wet. People washing different things through there. You can see into the market just barely. Just through there, that's a market area. And Yarat Road is through there. You'd never know that market was in there if you didn't come back in the little lanes and explore. It's very rewarding to do that in Bangkok, and I highly recommend it. Don't be afraid of going in the little lanes. 99% of people are friendly. Let's head across Yarat Road, where the market vibe continues. Bangkok's famous Yarat Road in the middle of Chinatown. And into this little lane. And this lane specializes in different types of food, dried fruit, different kinds of snack food, herbal teas, some dried fish and squid and so on, dried nuts, some kind of what appear to be pickled vegetables, quite a lot of that, all kinds of pickled Asian vegetables, chopsticks there for sale, teapots, and some kitchenware stuff. So all kinds of tea here, green tea, and no one minds you filming in here. This is one of the famous blind singers of Bangkok, I think, but he's not singing at the moment. I assume he's one of the famous blind singers of Bangkok. Every once in a while you'll see a blind person like that walking around with someone helping him, and they have a microphone, and most of the time they sing for tips, for donations. Okay, that guy might be taking a little break from singing. I'm not sure about that. Some fresh chicken. So this street, or this alley, is actually one of my favorite ones in Bangkok. Definitely one of the most photogenic. Very cool. Lots of sights and smells to assail your senses, as they say.
You can actually live in a picture.
If you're new in Bangkok, it's the kind of place you might stumble upon and then not remember how to find your way back to if you want to see it again, unless you stick around for a while. Some crabs there, probably alive, I would say, because their claws are tied. Horrible for the poor things. Of course, you have to feel sorry for the poor things. People think they taste better if you keep them alive until the last few seconds before you cook them. But wouldn't it be worth just having maybe 10% less flavor just to be humane? You would think so, wouldn't you? How hard is it, really? Really, and it's something I guess we all have to think about in life, you know, try to be a kinder person, humane, and not get too stressed about things. And remember, we're just in this lifetime for a short time. And try to enjoy it and be nice to other people and don't sweat the small stuff. Right, guys? So, anyway, one of the things I am trying to do with this stuff is to share something cool with everybody. I think that's something every decent person wants to do, is try to share something cool with others. It should be about that, right? So it's great that I can have the chance to show you guys these kinds of places. Gives me a good buzz, I can tell you. That looks very appetizing, I can say. I'm getting hungry. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the trip with this episode. Great to show you all around some of the coolest markets in Chinatown, Bangkok. See you in the next one. Please click subscribe, like, hit the bell button for updates about the upcoming videos, and hit the buy me a coffee link if you want to support the channel. It'd be great. See you in the next one, and don't be late.